Here we are at the 1987 Women's National and Southwest Regional Rowing Championships. My name is Mike Smith, and I'm with ATV Sports Presentations, and I hope you enjoy our coverage of the next 2 days of fine competition from crews ranging from Rhode Island to California. The course for today's competition is on beautiful Lake Natoma in Sacramento, California, a project by the Federal Bureau of Land Management made available for use to the CSUS Aquatic Center and the community of Sacramento. Here you'll find windsurfing, water skiing, and world-class rowing competition. This 4.5-mile-long lake is wide enough to easily accommodate up to 10 lanes of rowing, and the course layout is on the world-class scope, where the starting line is on the eastern end of the lake, where the rowers progress towards the 1,000-meter buoy, then the 500-meter buoy, staying in their respective lanes that are located on the dam site, heading towards race completion.
Thank you, Mike. Now let's go to the race finish line for a review of the first two heats on Saturday. For the Novice 4 event, in Lane 3, it was California with a substantial lead over Stanford. And in Lane 2, placing third, Mills College.
The B reporter, please come to the finish line. The Sacramento B reporter, please come to the finish line.
Get it. And you train like this? Is this the...
Sometimes a little more informal.
So a little more informal?
Yeah.
In the second heat of the Novice 4 event, it was Santa Clara placing first. Then in Lane 2, Radcliffe placing second. Then Lane 3, Humboldt. Then placing fourth, USC in Lane 4.
Unofficially, race heat number 2 of the Novice 4 event. Santa Clara, first place.
That was a great finish. Roger, let's get back to you for the start of the next race.
Thank you, Mike. This is the Light 4 Petite Final. This is the first race of Sunday. And we have an alignment. In Lane 2, we have UCSB. In Lane 3, we have Mills. In Lane 4, Santa Clara. And we'll pick up the finish of the race at the 500-meter mark. Right now it's UCSB and Santa Clara battling it out for first place.
The following crews should report to the weigh-in at the finish line. The following crews have not yet weighed in to the finish line and should report immediately: California, Cornell, Radcliffe, and Yale. California, Cornell, Radcliffe, and Yale. You must report to the finish line and weigh in.
In lane 2, it looks like UCSB pulling away from Santa Clara. Let's follow him to the finish. And in third place, in lane 3, it's Mills College.
You know that they were not awarding medals until the grand final.
We got one more race.
Right. But we still need to find it.
And we're back at the start line for the Varsity 8 Petite Final. Looks like we have an alignment. It's a clean start. In lane 2, we have Stanford. Lane 3, Georgetown. And lane 4, UCLA. Looks as if Stanford has a slight lead over Georgetown, then following UCLA. We're at the finish. UCLA has a slight lead over Georgetown, then followed by Stanford. It's UCLA across the finish line, then Georgetown, then Stanford. We're at the start of the Novice 4 Grand Final.
Cal, are you ready? Lane 3, USC, are you ready? Lane 4, Stanford, are you ready? Lane 5, Humboldt, are you ready? Lane 6.
Looks like we have an alignment.
And who prayed?
In lane 1 we have Santa Clara, in lane 2 California, in lane 3 USC, in lane 4 Stanford, lane 5 Humboldt, and in lane 6 we have Radcliffe. Looks like Radcliffe has a slight lead. We're back at the finish. Looks like Santa Clara is in the lead. USC is about a half a boat length behind Santa Clara right now. And it's Santa Clara across the finish line. Followed by USC, then Humboldt, then Radcliffe, and a real close one between Stanford and Cal. Looks like it's Stanford across the line first.
The course at Lake Natoma is very unique in that above the start line there's an 80-foot cliff that offers a great perspective for viewing the starts of these races.
Before we go to the Light 4 Grand Final, let's take a look at some of Saturday's competition. This is the third heat of the Light 4 event, and across the finish line first is Oregon State, then followed by UCSB, Tampa in lane 4, then Pacific Lutheran, then coming in 5th, Mills College in lane 2.
Unofficially, the first heat of the women's Light 4 events.
Now we're back at the start of the Light 4 Grand Final. We have a clean start. In lane 1, it's Pacific Lutheran. Lane 2, UCSB. Lane 3, Tampa. Lane 4, Oregon State. And in lane 5, it's Radcliffe. And we'll pick up the finish at the 500-meter mark. And it's Tampa out in front. And it's a close one between Tampa and Radcliffe. In comes UCSB, then Oregon State in lane 4. Then in lane 1, Pacific Lutheran coming in 5th.
I'm Mike with ATV, and I'm going to ask Josh here. He's got a special interest in a little story behind the T-shirt he's wearing. Josh?
Well, we printed up these T-shirts down in San Diego yesterday, and the reason we made these T-shirts was to raise money for our Straight 4 to go to Indianapolis for the national championships. And these national championships serve as the trials for the U.S. to see what boat goes to the World Championships. So that's what we're doing.
Great. Where will the World Championships be held this year, Josh?
They're in Copenhagen.
So everybody wants to go to Copenhagen.
Yeah, that's the main goal. That's the end goal.
And I understand you are an alumni from what university?
San Diego State University.
And how did you do when you were actually a student at San Diego State?
We did real well. We won the Western Intercollegiate Rowing Championships 5 years in a row, and so we did real well. Only lost up here once.
How are the T-shirt sales going?
Real well. I talked to the gentleman over here, and he said that we're right up there with the event T-shirt. So I think it's selling the second best here, but it sold pretty well in San Diego. We sold some up on the way up at the gas station. So.
Great. Well, my congratulations to you. I wish you the best of luck. Hope you make it to the Nationals and on to Copenhagen.
Thank you very much.
Now we're off to the start to the Novice 8 Grand Final. Looks like we have an alignment.
Me and my hair.
What's that?
We've got a clean start. Lane 2, it's Wisconsin. Lane 3, Yale. Lane 4, California. Lane 5, it's Washington. It's like a pretty close race so far. We're back at the finish. It's a real close one between Yale and Wisconsin. Yale's in lane 3, Wisconsin's in lane 2. In lane 5, Washington. Coming in 4th in lane 4, California.
Round, round, get around, I get around, yeah, get around, round, round, I get around, I get around, round, round, I get around. strip. I gotta find a new place where the kids are hip. My buddies and me, you're getting real well known. Yeah, the bad guys know us and they leave us alone.
Lane 1, Humboldt, are you ready?
This is the Varsity 4 Grand Final.
Lane 2, California, are you ready? Lane 3, Mills, are you ready? Lane 4, Oregon State, are you ready? Lane 5, Princeton, are you ready? Lane 6, Washington, are you ready?
In lane 6 is Washington, lane 5 Princeton, lane 4 Oregon State, lane 3 Mills, lane 2 California, lane 1 Humboldt. California, Mills, and Oregon State already have an early lead. We're at the finish line of the Varsity 4 Grand Final. It's Washington in the lead in lane 6. Followed by Princeton in lane 5. Then we have Mills in lane 3, Oregon State in lane 4, lane 2 California.
Unofficially, it was first place goes to Washington, second place to Princeton, third place to Mills.
And Humboldt crosses the line in lane 1.
There's always a lot to be said about the athletes at any sporting event, but here at the rowing championships, you'll see behind me a number of officials, and without these people, this event could not take place. So we wanted to just take this opportunity to give them some recognition and to tell them thank you. That's good.
And out of the finish line to the JV8 Grand Final. And we have a start. We've got Mount Holy in lane 1, Wisconsin lane 2, Yale in lane 3, California in lane 4, Washington lane 5, Radcliffe, lane 6.
Joe Ratty, please come to the finish line. Joe Ratty, please come to the finish line. The B reporter, please come to the finish line. The Sacramento B reporter, please come to the finish line.
And we're at the finish line for the JV8 Grand Final. And Washington in lane 5 is in the lead, followed by Yale in lane 3. Running in close third is Radcliffe in lane 6. Then in lane 2, Wisconsin. In lane 4, California. And in 6th place, lane 1, Mount Holy.
Well, unofficially, it was Washington, Yale, and Radcliffe.
Before we go to our last race today, I'm going to take you to the first heat of the Varsity 8 on Saturday's competition. In lane 4, it's Washington, followed by Radcliffe in lane 1. Then it's Brown in lane 5. Lane 3, a close one, UCLA, and then Georgetown. Now to the start to the next race. It's the Varsity 8 Grand Final. Looks like we have an alignment. It's a clean start. In lane 1 we have Brown University, lane 2 Wisconsin, lane 3 Cornell, lane 4 Radcliffe, lane 5 Yale, and in lane 6 Washington. And we'll pick up the finish of the race at the 500-meter mark.
No, I'm the announcer.
In Washington in lane 6, Yale in lane 5. It's real close. Washington has the lead, followed by Yale. Then in lane 4, Radcliffe. It's Washington over the finish line easily. Then Yale. Then Radcliffe. In lane 2, Wisconsin. Then 5th, Brown in lane 1. And then in 6th place, it's Cornell in lane 3. And that concludes today's competition.
larger than life. I'm gonna watch it grow in. Larger than life. I'm gonna watch it growing.
But you may see a lot of these ladies in the Olympics, so get a good look at their faces, remember their names. These are the national champs from the University of Washington, the Huskies. Number 3 is Fritzy Griestad. Number 4 is Sarah Watson. Number 5 is Heidi Hook. Number 6 is Lisa Bellucci. Number 7 is Alice Henderson. Number 8, the stroke of the boat is Chris Sanford. And the coxswain is Trish Lydon. And now presenting the Varsity 8 Championship trophy is Dr. William P. Gerberding from the University of Washington. Okay, these ladies need to be heading in, as with the others, to take apart their boats. They've all got a long journey home. Don't be afraid to wander over to their area. Give them a pat in the back. Even the ones who didn't get medals, we're really grateful they came and they rowed very hard, and they all deserve what they can. Thank you all for coming.
Stephanie!
We're gathering together just before our lunch break today to show off some of the medal winners from the rowing championships that have taken place on this beautiful sunny day at Lake Natoma.
Number 1!
That's it. Mom!
Good.